The best quote for today, for Martin Luther King Day, is uh, disobey unjust laws. You'll see lots of posts today honoring Dr. Martin Luther King, and I'm so inspired by so much of his work and the legacy he left, and his human vulnerability and how much he undertook. And this quote, disobey unjust laws, speaks to his radical nature. And in our world, a lot of times, Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy is sort of watered down or whitewashed, and the revolutionary aspect of it is not seen as much as the peacekeeping aspect. What does it look like to become a revolutionary peacekeeper? That is the question for our times. How can we be both the revolutionary and the peacekeeper? Homage to the perfection of wisdom, the lovely, the holy. Avalokita, the holy bodhisattva, was moving in the deep course of the wisdom which has gone beyond. She looked down from on high. She beheld but 5 heaps, and she saw that in their own being they were empty. Speaking to her disciple, she said, "Hear, O Shariputra, form is emptiness, and the very emptiness is form. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form does not differ from emptiness. Whatever is emptiness, that is form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. Here, O Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are not produced nor stopped, not defiled or immaculate, not deficient or complete. Therefore, O Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, nor feeling, nor perception, nor impulse, nor consciousness. No eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. No forms, sounds, smells, tastes, touchables, or objects of mind. No sight organ element, and so forth, until we come to no mind consciousness element. There is no ignorance and no extinction of ignorance, and so forth, until we come to there is no decay and death, and no extinction of decay and death. There is no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path. There is no cognition, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, O Shariputra, it is because of her non-attainmentness that a bodhisattva, having relied on the perfection of wisdom, dwells without thought coverings. In the absence of thought coverings, she has not been made to tremble. She has overcome that which can upset. And in the end, she attains to nirvana. All those who appear as Buddhas in the 3 periods of time fully awake to the utmost right and perfect enlightenment because they have relied on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, one should know the Prajnaparamita as the great spell, the spell of great knowledge, the utmost spell, the unequaled spell, a layer of all suffering, for in truth, what could go wrong? By the Prajnaparamita has this spell been delivered. It runs like this. Gate gate paragate samgate bodhi soha. Gone, gone, gone beyond, gone altogether beyond. Oh, what an awakening, all hail. This completes the heart of perfect wisdom. To be utterly free is to be able to maintain that dynamic balance as the peaceful revolutionary, to not let the peacefulness tip over into being walked all over, and to not let the revolutionary aspect tip over into becoming violent, punitive, or harsh. To find that place in the middle where a part of you is just allowing the experience without resisting it, and a part of you is finding the skillful ways to get around harm for yourself and other beings. That is the marriage of qualities seeded by the motivation of the benefit of all. That is the truly radical bodhisattva warrior energy. To be utterly free amidst one's surroundings, to be completely in charge of oneself despite all appearances to the contrary, to be the master or the maestra of one's own sovereignty, irrespective of what illusory phenomena seem to be happening. We each of us have this warrior bodhisattva within us. Every single last one of us has it. We each of us have the capacity to transcend circumstance and work on the unseen inner planes to manifest very visible, very tangible results in the outer world. Know this to be true of yourself. Your true power can never be granted you by anyone. It is earned by your own esteem of your own accomplishment of your practice. You, not proud, but knowing what you're capable of. You, not obsequious, but humble in your acceptance of your strength. True equanimity allows us to observe the clouds, the weather-like phenomena of everything that's happening around us without it changing us, without it stealing our essence. For in truth, there is no essence that can be stolen. Remember this today and going forward, that we each have this capacity, every single one of us. And it truly is a matter of choice how we will activate and exercise that capacity. All right, let's see what one pops out today. I see this one twinkling. Your desire and determination magnetize your manifestations. Wishing and hoping for something to happen doesn't create enough drawing power. Take a stand of mastery within yourself. Picture your desire with love, contemplate it, and just feel that heartfelt appreciation for everything you are and everything you have. Hold a fierce, positive, determined stand, and then release it to the universe for the highest best to manifest. And the affirmation for today, I am grateful for divine timing as the perfect whatever. It could be the perfect thing happens, the perfect thing arises, the perfect circumstances. In a Dharma sense, there's never anything manifested nor anything to exist, and nothing that happens and no one to receive the happening. And that kind of breaks your brain a little bit. And it feels like if we invoke that, sometimes that might feel like spiritual bypassing, like, you know, don't just write it all off. It's real to so many people. And it is real, though. It is real. That is the point. is that the the realness of it is the conditioning. The realness of what seems to be happening all around us is the conditioning that would have us believe that there is a limit to our capability. So it's not to say that we shouldn't observe the conditioned state of reality and our reactions to it. It's just that within those reactions, there is an opportunity for a greater intelligence. I want to just tell you the story today of Tare Lamo. Tare Lamo was a woman who spontaneously began as a child being able to speak Dharma into the world. And over her life, she had a son, she had a family, she was a Dharma practitioner. During the Cultural Revolution, she was captured and tortured. And when she was being tortured, she called out to the Dharma. She kind of allowed herself to just dissolve into her knowing of the Dharma, and the torture methods didn't work on her. It was truly a case, a documented case in this current time within the last 100 years of someone transcending physical reality with her conviction. The disciplined stand that we take within that conviction is what gives us the ability to transform reality. It's not just a pretty thought. There's documentation that it has happened. And we never hear about these documentations in the West because, of course, it's terrifying. Who would want us to know this? Everything has been done to suppress this information. And at the same time, the information seeps out like water through your hands. You can't contain it. You can't hold it forever. Tare Lamo went on to found an enormous monastery and community of practitioners. She was the sacred consort to another venerable living Buddha being, and they together created this monastic community and completely transcended their circumstances. That's right. And Josephine said, even if we get told about it, it's disbelieved. That's exactly right. So today, let's all remember that when we take that stand in ourselves, that heart stand of mastery, we become resolute here, but soft. Resolute, but soft. We're able to then begin to do the work of transforming the outer reality. Believe it, enact it, do your part. None of us is going to change it all. All of us is going to change it all. Just do your part. I think that's our short bit for today. So now why don't we dive into our chanting with 3 prostrations before the shrine. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sangaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from this practice today. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balanced point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering for Kuan Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahong. 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 Om Ahom. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Kuan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Kuan Yin Pusa, calling up that soft inner mastery. Namo Kuan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shin 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 Pusa. And a brief prayer for the money reciter of Calm by Gyaltse Top Mizangpo. Lama Dankun Shiksum Lak Chak Salo, Dakni Changchuk Nimpor Chikebar, Gangdang Gangdu Kepagate Dang, Der Tadu Tuje Champo Jetsenching, Gusum Gewe Chila Chaparsho, Jamdang Ninje Champo Kunlang, Ne Tuje Champo Dulchar Kirpanam, Lame Changchu Chalago Pechir, Tuje Champo Trinleje Parsho. Homage to the Guru and Three Jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, wherever I may be reborn in that place, may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and supreme compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama Dankun Sum Lak Chaksalo, Dakni Changchut Nimpor Chike Bar, Gangdang Gangdu Kepa Dedang Der Tadu Tuje Champo Jetsenching, Gusum Gewe Chila Chapar Sho, Jamdang Ninje Champo Kunlang Ne, Tuje Champo Duljar Kirpanam, Lame Changchuk Chala Gopechir, Tuje Champo Trinleje Par Sho. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum. And as we chant these recitations, let's allow the kind of sense of centeredness to kind of spread out into the space around us. So it's not just here, it's here, but it's also around us. We're holding a center of an energetic field, and it goes beyond ourselves. It goes out into the world, but it's not leaky and it's not messy and it's not dripping all over everyone. It's contained, potent, ready, awake, and aware. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Swasti, through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Kuan Yin in our hearts. Namo Guan Shi and Pusa. And we close with a bow to Kuan Yin, bow to one another, bow to the inner teacher. And I just want to say this. Kuan Yin didn't become a bodhisattva because she had all the power to change everything around the whole world right away. She benefited beings one at a time in small arcs and circles until those circles got wider, until the selflessness and love of her inner being poured out so much into the world that it was able to transform the world in wider and wider arcs. One does not benefit beings like, it's not like a movie, you know? It's not like a, oh, big, shift all over the planet all at the same time. You start where you are. You start right where you are, and you benefit the beings around you, and you hold your sovereignty, and you hold your power, and you incubate that peaceful revolutionary spirit in all things. And it will strengthen over time, and your conviction gets stronger, and you get more powerful, even paradoxically as it might feel like you're doing less. What you do counts more. It's an enormous responsibility. It's an enormous blessing. I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, blessing the stones. I am my mother's magic daughter. I will not show my hair. I will not lower my voice.